They ain't talking about that. They ain't gonna be talking to me. They ain't talking to me. Let them have a chat. I'm gonna get something to eat. You can do what they do. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna get my trash out because I don't want. I'm not doing that for her approval. I'm just doing that for me. I'm not doing that. When I clean this room, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing that. I don't need nobody's approval. Yeah. Okay. What? Oh. Good. What's going on, OG in the house? What's up, Daniel Barris in the house? What's up? What's up? Sorry you gotta see all of that. So currently right now, I'm actually, what's going on, Vendale? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the live. I'm gonna be cooking some steak strips, and maybe later on I'll cook. I'm gonna steam some cabbage. Um, I got like some squash, and I'm probably gonna steam some cabbage and make some rice with it. I think I'm probably gonna boil some steak strips with it. I might just do chicken. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I need to sweep this floor though, 'cause it's nasty. Got, I don't know where all these dust particles are coming from, 'cause I just vacuumed all this stuff up. But I don't know where it's coming from. So I'm gonna be throwing away a lot of stuff, 'cause I gotta get prepared to my trip. Ooh, shoot, coming soon. And let's see, here. And I can't let the window down because the window is kind of ground level. So like if I let it in, then all kinds of insects start coming in here. And I got some pineapple juice. I think this is actually my favorite one, aside from the punch that I've been getting. Bed is a little messy. Then I have to straighten it up. All the stuff in here, probably. there. Probably here. Okay. I was thinking about going somewhere today. Hmm, maybe I'll find other spots that I can go to. Hmm. Maybe later on. I'm just too tired to go anywhere. I'm too tired. Oh, you're from Russia. Hey. Hey man, welcome to the chat. I actually met a beautiful lady. She was from Russia. She lives here in Alaska now. She told me things were pretty bad over there in Russia. It's a good thing y'all got out of there while y'all still could, you know. I heard things are pretty bad over there. It's getting worse over here in America, so it ain't getting no better. Thank you for the like. I appreciate the support. Mm. I'm gonna tell you. I think the apple juice is like the only thing that tastes. Certain things is the only things that taste normal in America. Everything else just tastes like garbage. Like I had some strawberries on my lunch break, and it tastes like garbage. Ever since I came back from another country back in 2024, my whole taste buds just went opposite. Hey there, Aunt Car. What's going on? What's going on, Adam? Yeah, it does. Like when I went to Tanzania, Africa. I went to the Netherlands, and I ate some food there. I ate some of the McDonald's there. The hamburger actually tastes like a hamburger. The fries taste like fries. But when I came back to the U.S. and going to the grocery store, the strawberries taste like shit. Um, Orange juice started to taste like shit, and along with some of the other stuff, it just the taste, my taste just changed ever since I came back. Because I got a taste of what natural food tastes like. You know, we live in a backward. We do. We live in a backward place, man. We living in a country where you're overworked, underpaid, and you're crashing out all the time. You got to walk around looking mean, and you have to do all of these things just to live. Not even knowing when you're going to get laid off. Welcome back, Bendel. You don't know when you're going to get laid off. Jobs are not keeping up with the cost of living. I was looking at a video. I'm going to pull up my other live stream so I can let you guys look at it if I can. So this YouTuber, she does YouTube videos of different TikTok reels, and one of them said that it was going to get worse. The same thing that I've been saying. It's going to get worse. And I'm going to tell you, Donald Trump don't give a shit about none of y'all Americans. Don't. All he's doing is manipulating the stock market so he can get more money to supply with his administration out as much money as he can while he's draining and squeezing out of this country. And Elon Musk is no different. I'm telling you, they don't care about y'all. I'm telling you, they don't care about y'all. They honestly don't. The only thing they care about That's how much money they can squeeze out of people. They're not even trying to do anything to help hard-working Americans. They're trying to cause. They're already causing division. They already causing division. They already doing that. I live in the state of Alaska, and I'm still struggling. And Alaska's supposed to be the state where people make good money up here, and I'm still struggling. Let's see. You know, but you got to remember the boomer generation. We're basically paying off their debt. You know, you got Americans that don't say hello to you no more. You pass by them, thank you for the light. Whoever likes the channel, uh, they'll look at you like this while you passing by, right? And you be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they just like, "Hey, what's?" You know, you guys been around people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Safeway. Yeah, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in. Yeah, yeah. Actually, wait. I don't want to tell that lie. Wait a minute. Hmm. Yep. I have to check because I'm not from here, so. But yeah, I'm on the West Coast. Yeah, yeah. Safeway. Yeah, Safeway, man. You know, there's a lot of people go to delis now to get chicken and stuff that they want. And OG told me that two of the chicken restaurants near his area just shut down, which was KFC and Popeye. So if you got those organizations that are shutting down, that's saying something, Oregon. Oh, you said Oregon. Yeah. Okay. Welcome, man. I think y'all, you stay on that opposite side too. Yeah, I live in the U.S., Bando. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you this much, you know, there are a number of Americans that are waking up, but just because the bills don't stop doesn't mean you gotta stop. Because even though the bills don't stop, which they're never ever gonna stop because they don't care to stop. Today I'm eating some steak strips with um some bread with wheat nuts, some wheat and grains and oats and stuff in here. So that's what I'm gonna be eating today. considering I spoke with a Filipino woman lady the other day during work, right? And I talked to her about how bad it's getting in America. So what she tries to do is she's looking at it from both angles, right? She's looking at it from how bad it is in the Philippines because in the Philippines they got it set up to where if you're it's kind of sound racism, if you will, but it's like if you're not a pretty girl per se, then if you're not a pretty girl, then you won't get the job anyway. And they don't hire people that are like at a certain age. So unless if you're in your mid 20s or early 20s, they hire people. But if you're like in your mid 30s or 40s, they don't hire you anyway. That's understandable of why people leave the Philippines. However, what they also got to understand is moving here to the U.S. is no different. It's not really making things any better. You can get a job here, but you could make some money here. But the thing is about the United States is you're never going to see your money. I'm 11 years old. Hmm. Yeah, I'm from the USA. Okay, so we got a minor in the chat. House state. You mean which state, Vandal? So, and the thing is, it's like, you know, it's a poor country, we get it, and I get it why they come in here to make money, but, and I'm sure that other countries are probably going through it too. But if you're in the US when you're working, you're not going to really see your money, especially if you're coming here to work just so that you can deliver that money to your country. Times and times is getting harder. And you got to realize too, people who got kids, they got to pay child support. Oof, I can't imagine what that must be like. What's up, Tank? Oh, all right. I'm glad you brought that up, Tank. Okay, let me just explain this to you guys. In the link below, the first link, I'm gonna send it up there. Yeah, I got both of those. But let me explain something. If you want to my Cash App, it'll be in the YouTube post. Check the YouTube post, but I'm gonna post it up here. But check the YouTube post. Now, if you guys gonna donate, show support, that's great. But with my Cash App, it's gonna have a different name than my channel name. So if you go in there, there's a QR code on my YouTube post. You just gotta go in there and scroll down, use your phone, and scan that QR code. It'll lead you to my Cash App. My Cash App, no, I don't smoke. I don't smoke. Um, Bando, I don't smoke. You scan that QR code. My Cash App is CyberMax Central. Okay, and it'll say like my username will be like $ Nicasio 009. Okay, that is my Cash App. You'll see a girl picture with the Super Mario hat It looked like she got like a fur gray coat on or something like that. Now, if you send a Cash App, it'll notify me if you did it or not. If I don't get notified, that means you didn't do it. So I'm gonna post it up there so y'all can donate if y'all want to. Okay. Okay, let me see. Because I had a lot of people that said they donated. I mean, but then I didn't get notified and I didn't see where I got donated. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you donate something and I don't get notified, that means you didn't do it. And I will shout you out if you donated. But if I don't shout you out, that means you didn't donate it. Um, okay, hold on, let me see something. Uh, so much stuff I gotta do. And they ain't really talking about nothing on TikTok. Just, I don't know what they talking about. They ain't talking about nothing. Mm-hmm. They ain't talking about nothing. Let me see. So the live post, and I gotta fix this live post. I gotta put a picture up there. Whoever subscribed to the channel, I appreciate that. Alright. Alright. Why is it taking so long? Okay. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna put this here. Alright. That's my Cash App link. What? What is going on? I'm just gonna type in. Okay. Now, I don't know what happened. Alright. So that right there, that's my Cash App. Now, here's my link tree. I'm not gonna pin this up, but that is my link tree. If you click there, you'll also have access to my Cash App. There's a bunch of links. You scroll all the way down. Once you click that link, it'll say support. It'll have my GoFundMe, and I also have my Cash App. You can donate to either one of them. Anyway, you'll never see your money. It doesn't matter how much hours you work, how much overtime, you'll never see your money. And the only reason that I'm doing the whole Cash App thing for people that want to do it is because I don't have super chat yet, and I gotta have 100, I think 500 subscribers to do that. On top of that, I really want to do this full time. This is something that I love to do. I just been so tired because job is taking up most of my energy, people. But in life, you got to do what you got to do to be able to get to where you want to be. That's how it goes. You got to do what you got to do. So I try to put out as many videos as I can. I'll probably put like 2 videos per week, and then Thursday or Friday, I would go and do live stream. Within that day in between, here and there, I'll probably put a YouTube short. Also, okay, if you want to also, I have a merchandise store. You can buy your new merch, and it's for this channel. Just click the link tree link, look for my life story. You'll see the channel, and you'll see also the clothing store. I got t-shirts, and just about every thumbnail that I make for these YouTube videos will be the same design that I put on those t-shirts. You should check it out. As a matter of fact, I got a QR code. You can check in my YouTube post as well. I'm always up to date on that. I always post on them to let y'all know the updates and stuff like that. Let me ask you guys a question. 'Cause I'm trying to build a community. So let me ask y'all a question. Um, and I want y'all to type a 1 in the chat. Do you guys prefer to start a community post on Discord, on Discord, or Facebook? Type a 1 in the chat if you want. If do you prefer Discord, or do you prefer Facebook? The reason I'm asking is because I want a place where I can post updates, because not everybody reads YouTube posts, and I want a place where I can just put all my updates and what I'm going to be doing on Discord because it's easy to use. And if you guys want that I can make a group and everybody can join it. Of course, I got older people that don't really do social media, so they don't really They don't even know what Discord is or how to, and some of them don't do social media. So I'm just trying to see what what would be. All right, I don't know. Great Gooch G. Um, I don't even know. I'm assuming this is in Russian because I cannot read that. Um, Vitla, face off. What's going on, bro? YS Ezel, what's going on, man? I see you too. What's going on, bro? Do you go by Ezel or YS? Or what name do you go by? Ezel. Hmm. I don't know if y'all tried this, but stuff is so good. Hmm. This stuff is good. Hmm. Oh, so let me get some stuff set up right quick. Okay, so for the two of you that are watching right now, I already told OG about this, and I don't know what kind of audience I'm talking to because I'm doing vertical live streams. I'm assuming that most of you are at least 18 years of age and older. But did you know your own American president, or the president of the United States, is passing a law that is that's causing Americans to lose the right to work on their own cars and replacing a tire on their car that's also a right that's, that's, that's being taken. Because what he's doing is he's forcing Americans to not work on their cars anymore, but he's forcing them to go to a body shop or some sort of mechanic shop to go get their stuff fixed. Not that it's gonna stop them from working on their cars anyway, but they're saying that they're creating like some kind of AI, some kind of AI or whatever data to prevent them from doing it. I don't know. I looked at a YouTube short today, and somebody used AI to basically clone somebody else's driver's license, right? And this man got sent to prison for something he didn't do. And what happened was somebody used AI to get a stolen car, right? They used his identification. He wasn't even aware of what's going on, and he ended up getting arrested and going to jail for something he didn't do. So AI itself is not evil. The reason why people are anti-AI because either they don't know how to use it, or they feel like, okay, people are lazy and they're letting machines think for them, which is not true because you're programming it and you're asking it something that you want to know. Like you can type in something like, "How old is planet Earth?" It'll tell you how old is planet Earth. If you want them to create an image, you just say, "Hey, I want this image to be like a uh, 1920 by 1080, um, with a ratio, or pixels with a ratio of, I would say like 6 semicolon 19." Or hey, I want this image to be 1280 by 720. And a lot of times, like if you go to other chats, they don't want you using AI. But eventually they're gonna have to use it. Eventually they're gonna have to use it. And so, like I said before, you're living in a country. Let me just wind all the way back. But I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this live set up right quick because I'm gonna be live all day. So y'all can get you some gummy worms, get you some popcorn. We don't we don't talk about this because I don't think there's enough channels that are talking about this. And right now in the U.S., you're being priced out of your own country. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. And we got a bunch of Americans right now. I can't speak for other countries. I can only speak for the U.S. And they are right now crashing out. But you still got the majority of Americans that act like they stay in their own bubble because if they figure out, okay, if all you're going to do is think about this, then it's considered negative. But it's not considered negative. You just have to know what's going on. Be aware of what's going on. But the way Americans think is, as long as I'm not in the position, I don't care what everybody else is going through. I just want to get what I want to get. And when I get what I want to get, and if I can't get what I want, I'm going to stab the next person to get what I want. You know? Just like people complain about jobs. If you work in a job and it's not suitable for you, but people like, well, he just don't want to work. It ain't got nothing to do with me not wanting to work. But who wants to get burnt out on a job every day? And then they half train you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to watch into some of these videos once I get the other stream set up. Because I think I don't know if I want to do that. Because last time y'all had issues hearing me. Y'all had audio issues on your end. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I just thought about that. Mm. And then I don't want to reset this live if something does go wrong with the sound. So I'm probably, I don't know what I'm going to do. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. But, and I'm going to tell you right now, everything that I've been telling you guys in these live streams that we be having, you don't remember. Remember in one of the live streams I told y'all, remember that what I'm telling y'all is going to happen. Because the president that they fought tooth and nail back in 2024 to get in office. Now, if Kamala Harris got in office, all hell would have broken loose. Females, they know how to be in, they want to be in charge, but the thing is, they weren't really built to lead anything. You know, by human nature and all of that. If y'all going to church, stop giving your pastors your money. As a matter of fact, stay out of these churches because you're not really learning anything. You're just sitting up there worshiping, listening to a pastor run his mouth, going through one Bible scripture to the next. You're not really learning anything. Everything that the pastor says in these churches is nothing but a bunch of noise. Just to get you to put something in that collection plate. That's all it is. They just want you to put something in that collection plate. That's all they want you to do. They don't care about anything else. Let's see. Well, let me go ahead and get this set up. Oh, I'm up. Uppity up. Uppity up. Uppity up. Do 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 do. Ah, Did it. Towel. I'm gonna need this. And I might just switch to, you know what? Oh, I think I'm gonna switch to these. I don't think I want to use these headsets here because the head of it keeps, I don't know, the head of it keeps popping off. I'm gonna let that sit on the charger. So we're gonna be using these headsets, and I can use these a lot clearer because I can talk and I can talk to you guys here. And until I can get an audience doing horizontal videos, I'm just gonna keep doing both until eventually I'll get, like, if I start a horizontal stream and then I'm not a vertical, then I'm not gonna get a lot of people. So I don't know what's going on with her live stream. She was live. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Okay, I need to set it up where I don't know if I want to do. I'm thinking about doing OBS. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna do OBS. Okay. Oops. What the hell is going on? Okay. Anyway, so we are going to do. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Gonna be going through my microphone. We got that check. Alright, so we need to do this. And I need to go to properties, window capture. Yeah, I'm gonna do, we're probably gonna do Safari. If I can find it in here. Let's see, where is it? There we go. Wait a second, hold on. I don't want it showing. Okay, so I'm going to, so here's what I'm gonna do. Oh, let's see. And I better try to do all that. The playlist. Go to the watch later one. Okay. Alright. So we are going to go to properties. Alright, so we're gonna go show full screen, show cursor. And I don't show no cursor there. Alright, so we're gonna go to American Roasted. Okay. And we're going to okay. Now alright. Okay. So we're gonna start a broadcast. Ooh, wait a second. Let me change the settings here. So stream, disconnect this, connect to this account, go to this one, ooh, and then continue. I'm gonna get out of that. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna apply that, and I'm gonna hit OK on that. I don't understand what is going on. Okay, there we go. So we're going to start this. We're gonna select blog, and I need to do something with this too. So, yeah, that's good. OG, kick them out because we ain't got time for that. Can't be dealing with minors in the chat because you know you already got people going to jail and getting arrested for stuff they didn't do. So can't be having minors put popping their heads around because then they can easily just say, "Hey, he said some stuff and try to harass me," and then I can get in. I ain't trying to go through all that. Okay, we are gonna revisit here. Okay, we're gonna say that we're gonna call it. All right, and we're gonna do the image, and then oh, I see. So we're gonna do this. Wait. Okay, so we are going to we're gonna do this. All right, there we go. They don't do. I don't know why they don't do PNG files. That's weird. I gotta get this set up here. The end of America. Uh, let's see. We're gonna put this in a list of live streams. I'm gonna have to organize this. Um, this and Probably won't even work. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's actually a good title to have. Is oh, okay. I just don't understand why. And guys, I have to say it is if you want to support, are you playing for? No, 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 Bobby. I'm not playing Pokemon this time. Oh, and OG, meet your new mod friend. Bobby. Bobby, that's OG. He's a new modder. He's a new mod. So we got two mods. Woo! now that I can see you online. Oh, you off your live? I was still over there. I was multitasking. I was on your live, seeing what you doing, chatting, and then over here at the same time. But she's going off live. Okay. I wonder sometimes, like, with all the hearts and stuff that people send on TikTok, does it really even help, like, with with people's, like, account, you know? Oh, I had no idea. I just woke up. I woke up at, like, 1:25. I was so tired yesterday. I work in retail, so dealing with customers and, as well as the job is just stressful. People they don't even know what they want to get no more. They just started, like, you know, they'd be like, "What is that? Is that spicy?" No, that's regular chicken tenders. All right, what is that over there? That's bean beef burrito. Let me get some of that, and let me get some of this. How many do you want? Uh, and they act like they act like that's like rocket science. They be like, you ever ask people a question and they be like, uh, uh, they're just kind of like, okay, do you want five? Do you want six? And then when we close down the deli, it's still people asking for some chicken. They're coming up to me saying, I want a drink and a 5 piece. We don't have drinks here, sir, and we're closed. You have to come back and it's open. Okay. All right, Bobby. And just got, oh, okay. I'm not sure how much that is in USD. Probably like 50 cents, a dollar. Man, you on 3 hours and you only got. I might be playing Pokemon soon. I've been playing Pokemon Poco P, and that's actually a really fun game to play. You get to actually build stuff. OG, you still with me, mate? And thanks for the like, whoever liked the stream. And let me see. I'm trying to get everything set up here. Okay, I need to move this over because I'm trying to get everything set up. It is okay. Alright, I need to find that same picture, put it here. Okay. Oh, come on, just uploaded. Please. Okay. And yeah, it's just these jobs are tiring, especially when you got to deal with people every day. People are just an energy drainer within itself. Welcome back, Vendel. Welcome back. Okay. Uh. Woo! Oh man. Oh crap. So I'm trying to fix some on here. Sorry y'all had to see that. Well, you guys get to see how. So I'm gonna have. Hold on a second. We're gonna leave this on here because we're gonna talk about this, and we got some other videos here. Um, going on. So let me see. What am I trying to do? And I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Welcome back. I heard that Hey Bobby. So I heard. Well, actually, I seen a YouTube video. A content creator was talking about some crazy stuff that's happening in the UK. Looks like some houses are being burnt down and people are being dragged out of their homes. I'm like, this is insane. I don't know. It was like a clip he put up there in his video. I think I don't know what his channel name is, but man, you guys are going through it in the UK over there. And I can almost guarantee it that the cost of trying to get some groceries is expensive too. Really expensive. My little panda pillow right there is a little. I need to wash it though. It's dirty. Anyway, see. Okay, so I think we got all of that set up. And, okay, yeah, that's it. We're going to create, I don't know, I'm going to have to see how to do that for, um, okay, hopefully there'll be no more frames dropping. Alright, alright, so, hold on for a second. So we're only going to, let's see if I can, actually, let me do this. There we go. That's even a little bit better. Okay. Alright. So, we got a video from a homestead journey. So basically, she does TikTok videos of, hold on for a second. She does TikTok videos um, about a lot of people that on TikTok that are really complaining and they're really talking about how crazy it is in American society. And the reason they post so much on TikTok than they do on other platforms is because, in other platforms. So, I got two live streams running. So I'm going to show you guys before we get started. So, let me refresh the page. It should be live right now. Alright, here we go. So, if you see the red dot that I was telling you guys about, that is me going live on my computer. Okay, horizontal. Sorry. The vertical is this live stream, which you guys are on right now. As you can see, there's the mobile streaming software. Is my computer. Mobile is, you guys get the idea. And I appreciate the 2 likes. All right, so um, so we're gonna go to here, and we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that I've been saying for quite some time. All right, and I got my earpiece in my ear so I can talk to you guys directly. So, um, so let's get started. And before we get started, I need to um, do something about. Okay, so I gotta cut this light off. You should come. Yeah, we can do that after this live. We can do that. I actually enjoyed that, Bobby. The last time we did it, I enjoyed it. Um, but yeah, we can do this. We can do that after the live if you want. I'm not sure if I can do it while I'm live on YouTube and and go live on. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. I got the. It's an Apple Mac computer, but I don't know if it has the capacity for it. But just to be on the safe side, we can do that after this. Yeah, we can do that. I would love to do that. Finally, I get to go live on my actual gaming TikTok. Okay, let me see. Now we're gonna go into what is going on with. Okay, here we go. Come on, make up your mind. What are you gonna be? Okay, here we go. So unique, and it's so unique having. uh, Here we're going to change to the camera. We're gonna hit the edge here because I want to be able to. Um, you guys can see me clearly. Okay. What's going on, School of Pershing? What's up, man? Welcome to the live, man. We're going over some more fuckery. We're going over some more ridiculous stuff that's going on in the US of A. I'm doing good, man. What's going on? Okay, let me see. Now, so basically, there's this YouTuber called A Homestead Journey. So basically, she does different TikTok videos and she put them together to talk about and show the people of many Americans that are going through a rough time in America and all the damages and stuff that Donald Trump is doing to this country. Whereas there's so much going on in the government house, it's ridiculous. Let's see. Well, sorted out in DM because it's midnight here and I got a banging headache, so probably headed. Okay, Bobby. I mean, get you some rest. You know, take some aspirin or something. Get you some rest, and then we can do it whenever you wake up. That's no big deal. I mean, if you got a headache, I don't want you to. I want you to, feel better. And I know those headaches are no joke. I had after I had my two seizures when I was just a kid, I had headaches. Not even aspirin was able to help it, and I went to the doctor. This was back when I was just a kid, and they said there was nothing they could do about it. They gave me subscriptions, stronger ones, and they kind of fluctuated with the dosage to kind of, basically experimenting what works and what wasn't going to work on them. And the headaches weren't stopping, but try to get you some rest, Bobby, if you can, and take some aspirin or something. You know, I know y'all have a headache and dealing with probably the roommates, and because I think James told me that been having some issues with the roommates and being too loud and they just you know those headaches are not fun. Those headaches are not fun. It's not fun at all having those headaches. Ugh. Try to get try to get some aspirin or maybe if you want to go lay down and get some rest, go lay down and get some rest, Bobby. And then you can just get up and I'll still be here. All right. Okay, so basically, sorry guys, I'm talking on the vertical and then I'm horizontal. And the reason I got the vertical because I get more people over here, and I'm trying to get them to come to the horizontal, but you know how that goes. So she does TikTok videos. Okay, uh, okay, I'll DM you on Discord after I finish this live stream. Sleep well, Bobby. Alright. So, she does TikTok videos, basically, um, well, YouTube videos showing many of TikTok videos about people that are struggling, people that are having a hard time, complaining about the gas prices and everything else in between. So, um, so now we're going to view these videos, these mini clips that she put together, and I'm going to do my commentary on these videos. So let's get started. And if you guys want to support, my Cash App link is in the link in the chat. And I think I probably have to do it, excuse me, for this one as well. And then I don't even know what the password is. Okay, I just don't know. I'm gonna have to not even worry about that. Okay, the chat up. Oops, uh, get the chat back up. Okay, that's not good because I gotta get that YouTube chat back up. That's not good. Ah, that control. Oh, I think that's it. Okay, there we go. So, um, let me just fix something right quick. Okay, let me see. Okay, but okay. So let me hit. Oh, good. Why is it not letting me? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to go to my channel and what about that? I don't want you guys. Oh, I see. Okay, so let me stop sharing this for a minute. Give me 1 second. Alright, so good. I'll put support link. Alright, just give me a minute. the link, and the link, and the subscribers. Alright, and if you guys want to buy my merch, okay, actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to replace this. Alright, that's this. Okay, and let me see. Um, okay, okay, so I need to get on here, properties. Okay, okay, so here we go. Going back to my channel. Okay. Alright, so here we go. And here we go. Alright, is it a play for? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too with the other lady is like, she's always saying, "Oh, well, you just don't want to work. You just don't want to do this." And the newer generation has been working all their lives. All right, we've been working all of our lives. As a matter of fact, speaking of working all of our lives, let me see something quick. Um, Let me do something right quick, guys. Give me a second. Okay, let's see. Hold on, guys. Alright. Alright, let me see. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. Oops. We're gonna leave it right here. We're gonna leave it right here. And then, okay, there we go. Alright. So, ooh. Hold on. Trying to fix this up here. So, hold on. I'm sorry you guys had to go through this. I'm gonna have to kind of. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's get back to it. Mhm. 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 And I understand what he's saying because what's really happening is right now everything is becoming so overpriced that it almost seems like the government wants to control everything. They want to control where you live at. They want to control where you get your gas at. They want to control the job that you work at. And basically, in a nutshell, he's saying that he was just um, speculating that um, it. I mean, right now it's already worse, and it's going to get even more worse next year. And I keep saying this. And what's going to end up happening is a lot of jobs, unless if you are working a job for their corporation, they're going to basically what he's saying is they're going to basically the companies are going to own most of these lands, including where you live at. And the only time that you can be able to live there is you have to work. If you don't work for that company, you can't live there. And I think that's what's going to end up happening. Basically, that's kind of like a hint of what's going to be happening in 2027. And it's going to get worse before it gets, if it even gets any better. That'll be mind blowing. But we both know that it's not going to get any better. It's not. Hmm. 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 And see, And here's the thing, you got some people that can make so much money with their job working completely remote. You know, not a lot of people, and then not a lot of men make that kind of money. You know, and not a lot of men. Not saying that they can't do it, but it's like the job that he has. It's everybody's job. Everybody wants to work remote. Everybody don't want to uh get up and work in a job for the rest of their life. You know, but when it all comes down to it, it's like you have to learn how to do this yourself. Excuse me. And I get what he's saying. A lot of guys don't make that type of money in this crazy economy that they live in. And to all of these ladies out here that are talking about how a man gotta have 6 figures, and he gotta have this, and he gotta have that, y'all need to cut that out. We're living in a crazy economy right now that not a lot of men are making that type of money, especially if they're working a white or a blue collar job and they're making so much money, and then only to have that job just lay them off, and now they're without nothing. So I could tell by this guy, he's got himself set up in a good position. So if stuff started to go down, he's not going to be without nothing. But it's also good to know that people who make that type of money, very few men actually make that type of money. Not a lot of guys make that type of money, but it's good to see one person that actually can sympathize with people that are not able to make that kind of money. They don't even have the right connections, and they don't have the right people to do it. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. Let's go back. Hold on. Yeah, so I get what he's saying, and I'm just gonna tell you, like, America is never honest. The government is never honest to the people, about what is actually going on. The only thing they're doing is they're pricing you out of a country that you were born and raised in. And it's not like you can just go to another country and stay there because due to the visa laws and all of that that's put in place, you gotta remain here. So it's like they just want all of the American people to just perish. They just want them to be burnt out, worked out, and I think that Donald Trump's version of making America great again is where you got all the billionaires that are living here and all the people who are making high class dollars that can be able to live here. And people who are not making that kind of money should perish while all the rich and the wealthy just flourish. That's just the way it is. They, you know, your own country, they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to build generational wealth. They don't want you to do anything. They just want you to be poor. They want you to be miserable. They want you to jump off of a building or take yourself out. They want you to be emotionally stressed. They want you to be stressed financially. They want you to always stretching your nickels and pennies just to get by. They always want you to do all of those things because they don't care about you. Not even your own, not only do you have the government, like I said in recent videos and recent live streams, but your own flesh and blood family will abandon you, especially as a young man growing up. When you get of age 18, your parents will throw you out on the street, telling you that you got to figure it out. Then you have to get it out of the mud. You got to figure everything else out, and they leave you to fend for yourself. In this world today, you can't trust nobody. You can't trust anybody, and you can't deal with anybody because everybody is not trustworthy, and they're not going to help you, especially if you are not only do you have family that doesn't care about you and they exile you for nothing, but they also you have strangers that will help you, but it don't be that much help. You see what I mean? Because they don't know you and everything. But at the very least, you have strangers that actually help you. You don't have people that instead of your own family, you have to go through strangers to get help. It's insane. It's crazy, and it's really sad. And these parents can sleep at night, throwing their kids out on the street. They don't care about you trying to survive. When it comes down to it, in America, people only think for themselves. They only thinking about their survival and not yours. But see, here's the thing: America and the government is never going to just come out and say that. The government do things under the table. Bills are being passed. It's not going to benefit us as hardworking or benefit the hardworking Americans, but it's only benefiting the administration and the government. They're the ones that's getting richer off of everything that's being passed now. And they know, even President Donald Trump and the administration, everybody, they know that people are struggling. They know that gas prices is high. They know this. But guess what? They don't care. When they do things, it's for their benefit. It's not going to be for your benefit. So it's just the way it is. It's sad, but you live in a country that doesn't care about you, and the real American dream is leaving America. Hmm. Yeah, remember when I told you guys about how when you saying hello to people and they give you that crazy face, they're like, and then they be like, and then a lot of times when you wave at them, they just look at you like like it's some stranger, some crazy lunatic person. People don't even say hello no more. Yeah. Mm. I think moving to an island may be a good idea because right now America is just really getting drained. These corporations are just draining people. I don't know how long. Something eventually is gonna have to give before before then. Something's gonna have to give because this is ridiculous. Like I work a job myself, and and it's tiring. It's really tiring. Actually, remember the live stream I made yesterday, showing you guys the receipt of how much I bought in groceries? My cost was $73, and I think it was like, let me pull the receipt if I still got it. I can't show you guys because you guys might not be able to see it through the screen, but this is the receipt from yesterday. Okay, and with this receipt, I spent $76.73. Now, when I was at the grocery store, I bought, it wasn't really that many items. It was like 6 items. And they were all yellow tags, which means I could use my awards card to get a discount. And I still had to pay a little almost over $70, $80 plus, almost $80 plus, and it was $73.67, which is about the same cost as buying a Nintendo Switch game that costs $80 plus. That's how much my groceries were. Anytime when you're buying something, it should not cost the same amount as you would if you're buying a gaming or a video game. It should. But now, mind you, went to the grocery store. I spent. I only tackled the discount prices. Okay, so I could use my rewards card to get affordable stuff. And you know what? It costed me $73.76. I think that's how much it was. Let me check. $76.73. Not only mention I gotta pay rent, my phone bill. I don't get to see no money at all. At all. There have been times I went 3 months without eating, with no food, because everything is so high. I mean, according to the receipt, it says I saved $11.76, but what difference does that make? Hmm. And see, the thing is, so my landlord is trying to sell the house. In this messed up economy that we're working in, who in the world even has money to even buy a house to begin with? Nobody's, I mean, these jobs are not keeping up with the cost of living. It's not keeping up with the cost of your cell phone bill. It's not keeping up with the cost of gas going up. It's not keeping up with the cost of groceries and food. Even if you do use your rewards card and you get a discount, it's not keeping up with the cost of that. So who has money to buy a house? Unless if you're looking at Donald Trump and people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they can afford anything. And then you got very few people that make 6 figures. But the overall majority of men don't make that type of money. And half of these people, they don't even know where to start into making that type of money. And I'm telling you, people are crashing out. They're saying that the economy is booming. Everything is going okay. It is. It's going okay when they're not the ones on the opposite side of the fence, struggling, trying to stretch 2 nickels to get by. This man right here is living proof, along with other videos. So if America and the economy is booming and doing great, why is he complaining about the cost of everything going up, along with other people that are complaining about the same thing? Don't seem like everything is fine to me. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Actually, a dozen eggs is not cheap either, because you're spending just as much on a dozen eggs as you would on any other item in the store. It might be different from the state that he's from, but in Alaska, everything is expensive up here, and the jobs are not keeping up with that. And it's not just Alaska; it's all the states, this whole entire country. And the corporations are trying to pay their workers less and less money. Everything is going up. Everything. Except for your paycheck from the jobs you work. I mean, you can do that, but my thing is, I tried to live off of um, what was it that I eat? If when I was, what was it that I eat? That I was, oh, I tried to live off of drinking tea, just drinking tea and drinking water, but that only got me so far. And eventually, I mean, my thing is, you can eat nothing but just eggs, but that can only get you so far. Eventually, you're gonna crave and you're gonna want something else. You already got people crashing out. I had a talk the other day with a certain someone about YouTube automation, right? And his name is Rishi. He does YouTube automation, so he has several YouTube channels. So I wanted to talk with him. I talked with him about using the platform YouTube as a way to promote a business to get traffic from. So basically, he went back to our past conversations we had about paying somebody to do your videos for you. And I didn't need nobody to pay to do my videos because I could do my own videos. What I was trying to understand was the system that he was behind it. So he showed me a bunch of new AI softwares that I have never seen before versus the ones that he gave that wasn't really much use. So before we ended the call, he said, I told him that trying to grow on YouTube is no easy task. It is dedication and hard work. You know what he said? He said it's a lot easier to grow on YouTube. I'm here to tell you guys, if you have somebody that tell you that it's easy to grow on YouTube, do not believe that. Take that with a grain of salt. Because I'm going to tell you, it is not easy to grow on YouTube. If you're trying to grow on YouTube because you got AI softwares and you're doing YouTube automation when YouTube is shutting down channels that's got AI in it. And I'm surprised he ain't in it. But don't ever have people lie to you and tell you that it's easy to grow on YouTube. Because it's not easy to grow on YouTube. Just like YouTube can get you monetized, you can just as easily get demonetized. Or your channel can be taken down. So if you are planning on starting a YouTube channel, just understand that starting a YouTube channel is not easy. It is very difficult, especially getting the watch hours. It is not easy. It's not easy trying to find your core audience. You know, people are already experiencing drops in views, and you already got YouTube automation that's really killing the channel. And he tried to offer me a $1,700 software, which we're going to get to in a minute. But we want to stay in, I just want to stay on this topic because we'll probably do that on the next live stream. But he told me that you can start with um, paying him half and half. And I'm just like, I don't have the money to do that. And the reason is easy for him because he has a whole bunch of AI softwares that he done wasted money on. He said a friend of his built one and he built one. And it's great, but people in India are the ones that get on YouTube and they scam people. And I was a dumb idiot. I spent $400 on a software that I don't even use anymore. And the reason I don't use it anymore because it's not really useful to me. Because he's trying to get everything to sound like Mr. Beast. And I don't know what is it with people and Mr. Beast. They're trying to imitate him, and I don't know, but it just doesn't really work for me. I prefer to do things my own way. Because doing it the way every other YouTube guru tells you to do it, it may have worked for them, but that doesn't mean that it'll work for you. This man right here is crashing out. And there's more of them crashing out. And here's the thing. You can work 2 or 3 jobs. All that money that you busted off working is never going to be enough. What America is doing is breaking people down. They are having people that are just going to be dead and They just want them to overwork themselves. But what you got to do is you have to stand up for yourself. Now, honestly, I'm thinking about moving to an island somewhere and just staying there and never coming back to the U.S. That's what I'm honestly thinking right now because right now it's just ridiculous here. Tired of always having to work all the time. Tired of always having to deal with people all the time. You know, people don't even speak no more. They act like you're a threat to them. Tired of always having to. It's just a drain of energy dealing with people. Period. And I get where this guy's coming from. And if I was in his shoes, I'd be crashing out too, which I have many times before on this channel. I don't care how good I'm going to go get my nails. I'm going to take my stepdaughter over to the adventure park to celebrate her 15th birthday if we get to celebrate that. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I continue to work hard, but cry angry just to afford me to live. I'm not doing it. I don't care how the lights get paid. I don't care how nothing gets paid. I'm not doing it. But you know it's bad. When you're borrowing money, I don't even live in a lot of us are doing that. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I did that before myself too. I borrowed money from Cash App. It's really bad. That's how bad it's getting. So when I was talking to this lady that's from the Philippines, she's looking at things from both sides, but I can't speak on the Philippines. I can speak on what goes on here in America. I get it that people over there are not making enough money there, but if they come here to America, guess what? You're going to be working to death and you're not going to be able to see any of the money that you make because everything is high except for your paycheck on the jobs you work. And the jobs are not going to keep up with the cost of living. The jobs that you work are falling behind while everything else continues to increase and go up. That's my message to the lady that I worked with that's from the Philippines. But people don't see it that way, that don't live in this country or are not from here, wherever they're from. They don't see it that way. They just look at it from both sides. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, America's not the Philippines, and the Philippines is not America. The difference is, it's hard to get a job there because you have to be attractive. You have to be in your early 20s to get a job there, and they don't pay that much money. In America, you do get paid, and some jobs you get paid really well. But with the cost of living that's is 500 times or 50 times more higher than what you get paid on your job, you're not going to see that money. That's the difference. Because I don't care about what's bad over here and what's bad over there. I'm just saying that I'm going to the Philippines and maybe visit Thailand one day. It's because I'm tired of this quality style of living. Tired of eating food that is poisoned. I'm tired of them poisoning the air. I'm just tired of nothing just don't last very long in this country. Everything is short term. Mm-hmm. Didn't I say in recent live streams that it was going to get worse? Didn't I say in recent live streams that it was going to get worse, especially in 2027? And here you have somebody that's saying the same thing. For Kabalski 67 says it could be way worse. But guess what? It's already way worse. And it's going to get extra way worse in 2027. Hmm. You know, a lot of people, especially ladies like this, they always put God and the devil in it. The devil ain't got nothing to do with this. It's Donald Trump and his administration and the people in Congress. Everybody in the government system are the ones that's making it way worse for the people in America. They don't care nobody about nothing in this country. And people from other countries don't understand that. They don't know how bad it's getting. And when they find out, they try to duck and dodge and talk about, oh, well, it's way better than when I was at. And I get that. But you can make money here, but you're not going to see any of it. Alright, so that's it for that video. And we're going to find another video. Let me see. Because I know she had a video where people were crashing out. So we're going to find that. Oh, let's go to videos. And yeah, well. Okay. You guys, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Gotta go take a piss. I will be right back.
All right, I am back. Wait a minute. Everything should be fine. I don't know why. What's going on? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm probably gonna end up ending this live stream very soon. I'm probably gonna end up ending this live stream very soon. All right, guys, I am back. All right, so let me see here. Let's go up to find some of these videos. Oh, okay. So, uh, let's get what she just okay, okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So here's another video of the same creator, and she did a video talking about um and she did a video talking about how um now that Americans are losing the right to fix their own cars or to repair it. Let's get to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that goes back to the other video that I just showed. It's like in America, they're trying to control everything. They want to control where you live, where you go, where you get your gas from. They want to be in control of everything. And it's ridiculous. You know, you should be able to work on your own car. You shouldn't have to spend so much money just to get somebody else to fix your car. You should be able to fix your own car. You shouldn't have to. And basically, you mean to tell me that people are getting locked, are really going to get in trouble because they are fixing their cars and they're allowed to? They're not allowed to? So let me get this straight. So let's say I had a car, right? Let's say if I want to change the oil on it, I want to repair the tires. If I do those things, or let's say if I want to fix my transmission, I want to renew my own oil. So you mean to tell me if I do those things, I get arrested and put in jail because I'm fixing my own car? I don't know what Donald Trump is doing, but this is ridiculous. I agree. America has never had been a free country. And see, that's a lot of people that come from other countries that come here, they don't see it that way because they don't do their research and they don't understand how bad it's getting here until they actually come up here. Then they get modernized and then they get everything else. But the thing is, it's like, it's never been the land of the free. America has always been a country where it's controlled. Get overworked, underpaid, and then you crash out, financially stressed, burnt out emotionally and physically and mentally, and other people are going through the same thing. It's just that simple. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is crazy. I'm telling you. This is why I said in my recent video, you're going to have to leave America. Go to an island. You're going to have to do something. And I would prefer that you do it before it's too late. Because at this point, it's going to only get worse. And it's never going to get better. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. This is crazy. Can you just imagine like being controlled of everything? What are they gonna do next? They're gonna build houses and put hidden cameras in there too. They're just controlling everything. It is insane. Something big has or probably has already been going on for quite some time under our noses, and the government is not telling people anything. There's always these different distractions um with people getting assassinated, and the ISIS is pulling people out of their homes and arresting and getting rid of foreigners that here legally and not here on the right terms. You know, all of that is distractions because the news reporters, they need something to put a story out there because that's how they make their money. However, what's really going on is stuff like this. And, America is pretty much no different than China. They're all in the same boat. They control you. So you mean to tell me that most of the cars that we drive, they put Easy Link into your vehicles because they're keeping up with everything you do? I remember there was a talk like that once before. How there was going to be keeping up the government trying to keep up with everything that you do. You know, at first I thought somebody was crazy when they talked about that stuff. But now, I don't know. I don't think they're as crazy as they say they are. I don't think that they're as crazy anymore because now I'm starting to see these things unfold. And if you think about it, if they're really doing this, what else could they be doing? Now, I'm not going to finish the rest of this video, but um but I can say this to say this. Um but I am going to say this to say this. And what I could say is America is not a place that you can call home anymore. America is a place where you're going to be forever struggling. You're going to be forever going through. Everybody's going to have their hand out because they want money and they don't care if you're overworked and stressed. And the landlords, they want more money. They don't care about nothing else. They don't care if, if you're a dollar short, you don't have it, they throw you out on the streets. America's just not the place anymore. Jobs are being nitpicky. They don't want to hire people. And then when they hire you, you find out afterwards that, oh, our hours have been cut significantly low. A lot of these corporations are doing whatever they can to keep their shareholders and stock investors and stock market going up. Meanwhile, you have a president that's manipulating the stock market to finance his administration and only his administration, while everybody else is sitting out here struggling. This country doesn't care about you. You have to leave, for those of you that are able to, go to a place where you are appreciated and tolerated. There are countries out here that will literally pay you just for staying in their country and building a new life. And I'm just going to tell you guys, like, America is not it. It's not the country. And then you got so many people, including myself, going to school, trying to get a degree. And then you get into this ridiculous, oversaturated job market, and the skill that you pick up, you know, it's like it's no longer in use anymore. And then that's not even starting with the trades. So at this point, I do encourage you guys to follow your dreams at this point. I'm planning on probably just moving to an island because, you know, this is ridiculous. And what's worse, families are throwing their kids out on the streets, especially single moms, mothers that been dated the wrong dude. It's always a constant thing. Always. All right, let's get to another one here. Give me 1 second. It's sad, guys. This country is a sad case of. It's really sad. And the thing is that this country, it's not the same as it is anymore. And some of the videos I haven't even seen yet. And it's even getting so bad that you got people who got pets are feeding them table food because they can't even afford to give them a bag of dog food. Even pets are getting expensive. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so let's go here. And this is going to be the last live stream for today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching in. Thank you guys for the subscription. If you guys um I have a link tree, a link down below if you guys want to buy some merch, if you guys want to support, it's there. And the reason is because I don't have super chats yet. I don't have 500 subscribers yet. So I won't be able to get 500 subscribers for a while now. So, but the link is there if you guys want to buy a merch. I'm thinking about buying a t-shirt myself so I can show it to you guys. But as a result, this is going to be the last video for today. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll continue to stream. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can. Um, okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Properties. Go here and then back here. There we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. And this is why the school systems in America it sucks because they're reading they're not reading at the level or maybe and they're not as educated. It's because these teachers are not teaching them nothing. And then you got the LGBTQ that's in schools too, teaching them about the gay BCs and it's just, and then what's worse is, in middle school, high school, you got, teenagers bringing guns to school, slaughtering everybody in schools. There's a shootout. It's always something going on in these schools. And it is causing these people to have this mindset and to be modernized. And not only to be modernized, but they're rebellious against their parents. They're doing drugs. They're just doing crazy stuff and they don't care. And that's why a lot of these people, they grow up, they get into trouble, they get records, and, you know, they get all kinds of stuff going on with them because they weren't being taught. And I always say, like, everything it starts at home. Ooh, what happened to my sorry guys, hold on for a second. I can't seem to find that ain't good. Hold on for a second. Okay. And I always say like it's just never a good idea to be um it's just never a good idea to let your kids go to school. If they're in school, if they're in like, if you're homeschooling them is always going to be the best thing because then your kids will come out as better people. You could teach them things. You can always be involved into their lives rather than sending them off to public schools and you letting other strangers teach their kids or whatever they teaching them and they surrounded by bad influences and other crazy stuff that's going on. At least with family you can, but in today's society, once they get of age, you already know they're gonna especially the families like mine's that are dysfunctional, that they just don't like you altogether. They just want you to struggle. They want you to go out there. They want you to go through some of the same things that you're going through in life. They're just going to throw you out on the streets. Meanwhile, you got to walk on eggshells. You have to figure out like what you're going to do. And it's just an ongoing reality. It is a ongoing reality. And it's gotten so bad, even parents will neglect their own child, even if he's old enough to make it on his own. Well, Adam, there's nothing I can really do about that, man, because my mic is it's probably because I got it too high. Not too high. What am I talking about? I got it too low, the mic itself too low. But there's not much I can really do about that because on my software, I already got it up higher. Like my volume for my mic is max to the volume. So maybe it's something on your end, Adam, because everything is fine on my end. And I'm talking perfectly clear, even with the mic close to my mouth. So maybe you have to try to refresh your page or something because maybe you can probably hear it. Anyway, let's get on with this video right quick. Oh, and Adam, thank you for joining in to the stream. And this is why homeschooling is so important. This is why when you're teaching your kids, it always starts at home before you go anywhere else to teach your kids. Because the thing is some of these kids ain't educated because their parents are not teaching them anything. And this is why a lot of people here in America, they act the way they act towards people because they weren't raised right. They keep getting with the wrong people to marry and have babies with. And then it becomes, and history consistently keeps repeating itself. Hmm. You guys hear that, right? You guys hear that, right? Mind you, this is a private Christianity school. That's also a problem. So not only do you have public schools that are the problem, You also got private schools, let alone Christian private schools that are also the problem. So let me get this straight. So not only do you have public schools that are, you know, that are not safe for kids to go to, that are got teenagers bringing guns to school, slaughtering over 50% of the individuals that are in that school, and about half of them are bruised and the other ones are dead. But you also have private schools that are also troublesome, let alone Christianity private schools. So private schools are also the problem, as well as public schools. And I was always taught that in private schools, you learn more than you do in public schools. Well, unfortunately, that's a lie. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gents, that is actually a lie. And she just said it. Mm, mm, mm. This is crazy. Even Christianity schools, even Christianity schools, Christianity schools, private schools are the problem, as well as public schools. As I said before, it starts at home before it starts anywhere else. And what's funny is I used to go to one of the best schools in the state of Alabama. I went to a Christian school too. So I get exactly what she's talking about. I was a kid back then. I had to deal with the same issues. I got bullied. I got told by my parent that it was my fault that I got bullied. Same thing when I was in high school. It's just ridiculous. And then the mother is beating the death out of the child when it wasn't even his fault to begin with. Okay. And I get what she's talking about. It's just, with these colleges now, and it's really different. It's just like the only reason they got all the college students that are taking these classes is because they want to try to get the credits that you need to get the degree. But if you don't need to really take that class, then why take it in the first place when you don't really have to? And the thing is, like, not even these colleges are preparing people for the workforce. They're just letting you do whatever you can to get college credits, and that's it. Meanwhile, you'll be sitting there with a debt of 52 plus $1,000 in student loan debt that you can ever pay off that'll take you 5 to 10 years of your lifetime to pay off. It kills the learning drive about a lot of people when they're taking classes and they learning things that they'll never be able to use in the workforce. That has nothing to do with their degree whatsoever. Hmm. And that's good. I think that more and more parents like her, they need to start homeschooling their kids. Because if you homeschool your kids, they come out becoming a better person. But if you just rushing them off to a different school, a public school, they're not going to come out as better people. So homeschooling does work because none of these schools are going to be benefiting the student. Okay, so with driver's license, I can understand that because you got a lot of crazy drivers today in this today present world that we live in, and a lot of people, because a lot of the things that you read in a driver's book, a lot of drivers don't follow and they don't drive accordingly to what's in the driver's book. So I can relate to being not wanting to get your driver's license because when I was around that age, I had anxiety too, and I didn't want to get my driver's license. However, when it comes to count and change and being able to remember your address, to be honest with you, I don't think that's necessarily really important, but in the sense it is important if you're taking an Uber and or you're trying to um whatever that you're doing, but these are like high school kids. They're just taking the bus home. They don't really remember what their address is. The school bus will drop them off, and then when the school bus drops them off, that's it, you know? And see, my only thing is like the fact that they can't count money. I used to struggle with that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I didn't even know how to tell time on a hand clock. I can only tell time on a digital clock. Now, not only have I learned how to tell time on a hand clock and a digital clock, but I can also tell time military time. But it was because I wasn't taught by my family of how to do these things. It was more the way that they were teaching me back in the day, even how to add and multiply and subtract, right? The way they were homeschooling me to do it, it was more like they were putting a gun to my head. And if I didn't come up with the right answers, they were going to blow my brains out. Now, I'm not saying this to be over dramatic or anything like that, but this is like a metaphor that I'm bringing out to you guys because um this is just I'm just saying metaphorically, it felt like if I didn't get the right answer on a piece of paper, if I didn't tell what time or what the hand was, because I was told that the short hand tells the hour and the long hand tells the minute. But what was confusing me about that is okay, well, then how do I know if it's still 9 o'clock? How do I know if it's still 12 o'clock? If the hand is no longer pointing, if the shorthand is no longer pointing at the 12, I was struggling with those things when I was a kid because I didn't have nobody that could properly teach me how to tell time. My uncle didn't even know how to teach me. The way his vibe was, it was more like he was putting a gun to my head and forcing me, or a knife to my throat and forcing me to come up with the right answer when telling time. Now, my sister can get it no problem. But when it came to me, I just got abused a lot from this family. I got mistreated, you know? And it was like, and then I met a guy, he's from Africa, a guy that my mother met. And the way he taught me how to tell time, it was a little different. It was easy to remember than the way I was taught by my uncle and my mother. And it actually helped. And because of that, he actually, he actually he taught me a different way and it helped. Now I know how to, you know, since then I've been learning how to tell time using a hand clock, not just digital, but I can also tell military time. As you learn these things as you get older and, as you progress and move on to higher and better heights and whatever, right? So my thing is this is why homeschooling is important. And this is why America is failing a lot of people. Parents are failing their kids because they don't know how to do anything and they don't have any skills. And the reason is because their parents are responsible for teaching them the skills and the things they're supposed to know. Because remember, anything that you're supposed to be learning, it starts at home first before anywhere else. What I think kids need to be showing today is when it comes to their daughters, they need to learn how to date. They need to understand how to act as a lady, not going around acting like they're strong and independent, not going around, wearing all these crazy tattoos all over them, wearing nose rings and, you know, looking like they're badass when they ain't, trying to fight a man and dealing with transgendering and all of this other stuff. And what I think that they should do is they need to teach their daughters how to be ladylike and not to act like a man, not going around self entitled, wanting to know how much money a man has in his wallet. And that's the only way you want to, that's the only reason you want to be with that person. And when it comes to the sons, they need to raise their sons to not going around screwing every girl that walks on the face of the earth just because they're trying to fit in with a certain group. You know, young men need to, the young men that are out here, the boys need to be taught and raised to be a man, not some sassy, lassie person. They need to grow up and understand that you can do anything that you put your mind through, that you put your mind to stop letting families and other people degrade your way of living or whoever that they listen to that they admire or whatever the case is. I don't know. But they need to start following their path. They also need to learn the importance. And I think kids as a whole, they need to, as they get older, they need to learn how to invest. They need to learn how the stock market works. They need to learn how to manage their money and what they should do. They need to learn that stuff. You know what I mean? And they need to also learn to whatever skill that they, whatever job that they choose to go into. Hold on. Hold on for a second. And the thing is that that's what they need to teach their kids. They need to teach their kids this stuff because this is important. You know, these parents need to be living as an example of how they're supposed to operate. Because right now, the kids that are in this generation right now, they ain't been taught nothing. They're out there doing drugs, drinking, bringing guns to school, doing criminal activities, stealing stuff. They're doing all kinds of mischievous stuff. So those are the main things they need to be teaching them. They need to be teaching them to be respectable to their elders. They need to be taught a lot of stuff they need to be taught. They need to be taught that how valuable time is in their future. But these parents are not training these kids in a way that they should go so that when they are older, it'll be with them. They're not training these kids like that. You got too many women getting with the wrong dudes and too many dudes getting with the wrong women. And what's worse is, there's too many divorces happening. America has the highest divorce rate than any other country in the European region. Go look it up. So until parents, the overall majority of parents, start really becoming families, stop throwing their childs out on the streets. If you can't raise them, give them up for adoption. If you can't give them the life that they want because you're struggling, then you shouldn't have kids in the first place. Give it the kid to somebody that will be able to give the kid to somebody who will raise them and give them the life that you can't give them. Don't just have them struggling and pinching nickels to get by because you went through it. And now because you're going through something, you think that history should ought to repeat itself. It shouldn't have to repeat itself. There has to be a break. There has to be a breakthrough and a cut and a draw the line scenario when it comes to history repeating itself. All right, let's get back in because I got to go in a few minutes. What's going on, Jace? Joseph Rickson? I'm doing good, man. Doing two live streams. I'm doing another live stream where we're doing a video uh reaction to um different videos that people do with all the TikToks and on YouTube, just talking about basically how America is failing not only the people, but America is failing the children as well as the parents are failing the children. And thank you for the like, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Oh, okay. All right, guys, let's get back into this. Um, and people now you're living in a country where okay, so Joseph, all right, so I'm gonna bring you up to speed. Um, okay, so basically, in the last live stream I did, Donald Trump has released a law that are that are causing Americans to lose the right to repair their own cars. And if you're repairing your own car, that's going to consider you get arrested. And also, they're forcing Americans to go to the body shop or to a dealership to get their cars repaired. Okay, if that's necessarily the case, then what's going to happen to the auto zone, auto part stores, where people or men can go and they can get stuff that they need for their cars? What are they going to do? Shut them down just because the law has been passed? That's going to cause AutoZone and all the other places to go out of business. And so now it's getting so bad that we're living in a country where Donald Trump is manipulating the stock market. He's still going at war with Iran. He is squeezing the life out of this country, causing Americans to work like slaves at these corporate jobs that are paying less and less money over all the hours that they're working. And then what's even worse is everything is increasing except for the cost of living. I mean, not the cost of living. Everything is increasing, including the cost of living. The only thing that's not increasing is our paychecks that we get from the jobs we work. So, with that being said, not only are you living in a country where your president and your own government doesn't care about you, is you have families that are dysfunctional that are abandoning their own kids, throwing them out on the streets, getting told when they're going to leave, have they found a place yet? And then it even gets worse, Joseph. Now, not only do you have public schools in America, which is why the education system sucks in America, is you have teenagers bringing guns to school, killing up teachers and kids and other teenagers. But you also have private schools that are also just as much of a problem as going to a public school. And also, not just private schools, but Christianity schools are bullying people. And then, the teachers are always trying to make it seem like it's their kids' fault. They always trying to blame everything on the kids. Because I know back in the old days, that's what happened to me. When a fight broke out, because I got into many fights in school. When a fight broke out, it was always my fault, but it was never anybody else's fault. And they made it seem like I was the one that was causing all the crazy, all the drama when I wasn't causing anything. So basically, homeschooling is pretty much the best for the kids because how they need to be taught the things that they're not being taught about. They need to be taught how to invest money, how to make money. They need to be taught skills of whatever they're going to be going to. If they're going to like a technician camp or whatever, they need to be taught these things because then these kids will come out as better people. But if you're sending them to public and private schools, they're not coming out as better people based on the complaints that I'm hearing from the parents that are withdrawing their kids out of these crazy schools. And here's the thing. The thing is like when you're homeschooling your kids, when you're homeschooling your kids, it's way better. They start to learn more. They start progressing more than you would if you're going to a public school. Because in public schools, the teachers are not teaching them anything. They're just giving them random homework assignments and expecting them to do it, and then that's it. They're not teaching them anything. So that's it for that video. We'll be back with some more videos real soon. And appreciate you guys over at the vertical live stream. And I appreciate you guys here on the live stream. Adam and Kabalski and the School of Flourishing. Um appreciate you guys for joining in. I might just start with a horizontal live stream and then we just go from there. But right now I'm gonna have to probably just end this live and then just probably start another live real soon. I'll upload some shorts and stuff. And if you guys want to and don't feel hesitate to comment on don't hesitate to comment on the post, do you guys want to start with Facebook group or a Discord group? I would prefer Discord because at least I have all of my subscribers that are going there. And then I can post, hey, this is what I'm going to be talking about. This is what's going to be, whatever. And then I can just build a community as I go. So when I go live, everybody will check Discord and they will know, okay, he's going live at this time. Now, sometimes, because like on Thursday, I I have like a lot of times I'll put that I'm going live at 10:30, but I'm gonna also put that it's subject to change because and the reason is because, like I said, I'm staying with roommates and when it gets around like 9 or 10 o'clock, I can only be live for so long, right? And so from that point, I'm going to be probably just do more videos than I am doing live streams, but I will be going live. I probably go live tomorrow or maybe later on. It just depends. So yeah. Um thank you guys for tuning in. And I gotta go. This is Chaos signing out. If you guys wanna support me even further, you don't have to, but I have merchandise links down below. I'm actually thinking about buying me a t-shirt. T-shirts looks too good. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And